Learning to read is the most difficult task to ask a young brain to undertake. In order for a child to be successful in reading, they must develop the following skills: phonological awareness, alphabetic principle, vocabulary fluency, and text comprehension. The first characteristic is phonological awareness. It is being able to recognize that oral language can be divided into smaller components. For example, sentences can be broken into words, words into syllables, and syllables into sounds. Phonological awareness can also help for a child to recognize the onset and rhyme of a word. For example, the word bat is b-at. It also helps to recognize the difference between bat and bet, with the vowel changing in the middle, and bat and pat, the initial sound changing. Rhyme is also part of phonological awareness. Before the written word can be recognized, children need to recognize that words are made of sounds or phonemes. Another characteristic is the alphabetic principle, which is understanding that the spoken words are made up of phonemes or sounds. Students need to be able to manipulate these letters to create new words, such as turning can into cat. This can be done with different colored chips to represent the sounds, or using word boards with different letters. Another key characteristic is vocabulary. Vocabulary for a student is having a mental dictionary of words and images and recognize it in print. Everyday experiences, conversations, listening to adults read, and reading on their own can help to strengthen their vocabulary. The earlier we talk and interact with children, the better. Children need to be exposed to literature and experiences to build their vocabulary. The next key characteristic is fluency, which is the ability to read a text with speed, accuracy, and proper expression. When children read choppy, it affects their recall. Frequent practice can improve this skill. When a student is good with their fluency, they spend less time decoding and more time focusing on meaning. The more a child reads, the more fluent they become. The final characteristic is text comprehension. It begins with identifying words, making meaning, recognizing grammatical structure, drawing inferences, and monitoring for meaning. In the English language, there are many different meanings for the same word. The student needs to figure out which of those meanings make sense in the sentence. The program that I use in my school is called Sound Sensible. It's an Orton Gillingham-based program. It is from the Educators Publishing Service from 2004. Before using this program in my school, we simply use guided reading lessons. Reading data from the past 2 years has shown that the students in our school were reading below grade level. Our IEP teachers went out for a training for the Sound Sensible program for struggling readers. Our principal decided to use a couple of teachers in our school, with the program being used as an academic intervention for struggling readers in first grade. I meet with 3 groups of 5 children in first grade, 5 days a week for 30 minutes at a time. I went on a training for this program and have been working with these children since October 2018. This was the first year working with this program. The program touches on the characteristics of how the brain learns. The lesson plan is broken into 5 parts. The first part being listening. The objective is to focus students' attention on sounds in a word and develop the student's ability to listen. The next step is rhyming. The students work with different rhyming activities to develop their understanding and awareness of rhyming sounds. Step 3 works on segmentation. Segmenting skills are important for developing reading and writing language. Individuals who are at risk for reading failure have a weakness in phonological awareness. The lesson is broken down as follows: sentence segmentation, syllable segmentation, and word segmentation. Step 4 works on the phoneme-grapheme relationship. The object of these lessons is to help the student learn the letter name, its sound, and correct formation of that letter. The 5th, last part of the lesson is dictation. The objective is to develop the ability to connect the phoneme to the symbol in its written form. After working with this program for almost 6 months, I've seen much growth with struggling readers in this program, as opposed to simply doing guided reading. It really starts students from the basics to help them develop the skills they need to read. It makes sense to me now how I was supposed to teach a child to read. How was I supposed to help a child to read a book without them knowing the basics of phonological awareness? The one suggestion I would have for this program is to have a check in assessments to make sure that the work that they're doing is really being understood. Once students have achieved 85% efficiency, they can move on to the next program, Spire. However, this 85% of proficiency is based on informal observations during the lesson. I feel it would be better to have more data to prove the findings. Overall, I think this program is a successful one.